Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. And the title of this video is not clickbait. I made a little over $10,000 in 21 days using Doordash. But before I get into that and the stats of exactly what all that entailed over the last 3 weeks, I just want to kind of explain what I want to do this year in 2026. Obviously, it has been a very long time since I've uploaded any YouTube videos. One thing I wanted to do coming into this year was start doing content again. And I started on TikTok 3 weeks ago when I started this Doordash challenge, I guess, if you will. So basically, what happened was I technically got behind on our rent, and we were 3 months behind, and they also wanted us to pay February. And I know it's February now, but this was 3 weeks ago. They also wanted us to pay February's rent as a part of this agreement on getting caught up. So let's rewind for a minute back to 2025, and kind of what happened was I walked away from a job at the beginning of 2025, and I'm not really going to get into the details because that's in the past, and I am just trying to better things. But basically, I walked away from a job that I really did think it was going to be a career for me, and unfortunately, things just did not work out that way. And I had already struggled with drinking on and off for the last few years, for both the last 5 years. And after I walked away from that job thinking that it was going to be something that I was going to do very long term, it progressively got worse very quickly, and things got so bad last year that in June I decided that I wanted to quit. And when I made that decision, I did mess up a couple times after that, but I knew that things were going in a bad direction, and I knew that I was gonna lose everything. I mean, I just about lost my apartment. That's the whole point of door dashing and doing the amount I did. So I did make an effort. I messed up a couple times from June until now. I ended up actually going to an inpatient treatment program in October. And either way, I'm here now. And as I was coming up on the end of the year being sober of last year, I was like, I want to get back into doing things I love. I want to get back to riding my bike and doing BMX again. I want to start making content again. I've wanted to make content for a long time. I want to start streaming on Twitch again. So I kind of made a list in my phone of all the stuff I wanted to do. But the biggest thing was, because of being in treatment for 30 days with no income and the on and off of drinking throughout the entire year, and it getting really bad, we were behind on rent. And coming into the year, we had a court date set. I believe it was January 13th. And at that point, I was making some pretty good money on DoorDash, and I was thinking, okay, well, if I show them, like, hey, this is how much money I'm making, I was like, maybe, between the judge and our rental company, they'll give us until the end of February. And I was like, it's doable by the end of February. It's a lot of work, but it's doable. And what ended up happening was they said, we want all the fees and rent for November, December, January, and February by February 4th. So I get out of that meeting and I'm like, holy shit. I have at this point, it was like 22 days. And so I'm like, I got to do something. I mean, I can't just sit here and not do anything. And so I kind of did the math in my head. And I was like, it's not really possible even if I DoorDash from when I wake up till I go to bed. So initially the goal I had set with DoorDashing was I was literally going to wake up, DoorDash until I went to bed, all the way up until February 4th, which is today. And basically what ended up happening was it went better than I thought. I thought I was still going to be like $1,500 short, but of a $10,000 goal, it was like $9,900. So basically out of a $10,000 goal, I was like, if I can get within $1,500, I can still make it work. I can get the money somewhere else. And, you know, I just need to get close as I can. I need to try at least. So I ended up just doing that, putting my head down, and I thought, you know what, if I'm gonna try this, and I already said I wanted to start making content, I figured, why not document this journey on TikTok? And so I started uploading daily videos of, you know, how many miles I did, how much money I was doing, and the reason why I was doing it. And I ended up, you know, here we are. I actually paid in full everything on Monday evening, and everything's cleared out. And so I know that was a lot of explanation. I'm sure some people just wanted to see the stats, but this is more than just how I did $10,000 on DoorDash. I want to start doing more YouTube videos. I have no idea what that content's going to be. It might be incredibly random. I don't know. All I know is I want to start doing more content on YouTube, and I'm going to continue doing TikTok stuff. And yeah, so that's the explanation of what has been going on in my life and what put me in the position of needing to basically come up with 4 months of rent in 3 weeks. So without any more hesitation, here is the stats and what I did up to this point to make that money and pay off everything. So let's start off with totals. So this is the total over a 21-day period. I drove 6,028 miles, spent a total of $955 in gas, made a total of $10,775. That took me 339 hours and 57 minutes. And I did a total of 816 deliveries. Now, if you break that down and you average that out per day for 21 days straight, that is an average of 287 miles a day, $45 of gas per day, $513 made per day, and a total of 16.2 hours worked per day. I'm going to throw up on the side here a screen recording of my DoorDash, a couple of the days and the weeks and stuff, just showing my app because a lot of people didn't believe it. So if you look on the side here, I'm just scrolling through a couple of the days and weeks and the deliveries just to show that it happened. In case anyone was wondering, that it is in my app. And an hourly rate comes out to about $31.70 an hour. Now, with the hourly rate part of it, I think it could have been a little bit higher. There were mornings because I was just staying clocked in. As soon as I got out, I was clocked in until I got home, made a TikTok quick, and went to bed. So The hourly, I think, could have been a little higher. Maybe in the $34 to $35 an hour range, because there were some mornings when I would try to start before 5 a.m. every day. Some days I started a little later, but there were some mornings mornings are always hit or miss. Even before I did this challenge, some mornings it's like you get steady orders, and some mornings you can sit in your car for almost 2 hours without an order. So if I had started at 6 a.m. every day, I think the hourly could have been a little higher, but $31.70 for DoorDash is still pretty good. At least from what I'm finding online, a lot of people think that I have made this up and that this is fake. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, maybe, I guess I live in a really, really good market for DoorDash. Because when I tell other people who DoorDash, they think that I'm making this up and that I didn't actually do these numbers. But we're not getting kicked out of our apartment. Money had to come from somewhere. Anyway, I also need to throw this out there too. About a week and a half into doing this, people on TikTok started telling me to put my Venmo in my bio. At first, I didn't want to because I didn't feel like, I know that I was a huge reason why I had put my family into this situation. And so I felt guilty putting my Venmo in my bio because I just didn't want to accept money for something I did. But they told me to do it. I put it in there, and I told everybody very explicitly, I'm not expecting anything. I'm not asking. You guys have told me, so I put it in there. And over the next couple weeks, between people on TikTok donated $872 towards helping me pay rent. Now, I would have paid it today, but because of them, I was able to pay it 2 days sooner. And I still finished out the full 21 days, even though I paid it 2 days ago, because I had came that far. And I'm still going to be doing DoorDash moving forward. I'm just not going to be doing it at the rate that I am. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to continue to make YouTube content. Have no idea what it's going to be, but if you want to come along for the ride and you've made it this far into this video, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.